today we will discuss our new topic, that is how do we know. Prior understanding of this topic, let's understand that what we have discussed in our previous videos. We have discussed that how dates are important in perspective of our history. Alright, dates that play a vitally important role in our history. Alright, but there was a time when history was synonymous with date, okay, but it is actually incorrect to fix a precise date for a particular event. Alright, then we have discussed that which dates are important. Okay, the dates are depends on the events. Alright, when the events change, the focuses towards the events also change. Now we will discuss the how do we periodize. Okay, in 1817, James Mill, the Scottish, who has divided the Indian history into a three-part in his book A History of British India. The division is based on the religion, that is ancient history, as he told that it is of Hindu, medieval of that is of Muslim, and the modern period he refers to this period to the Britishers. Okay, this division was incorrect because of it is based on the religion. Okay, then our historians also divided the Indian history into a three parts, that is ancient, medieval and modern. Okay, if our historian says that modern period, so there was no modernization in that time because there was no equality, no liberty, no freedom of speech, nothing was there, and people were forced to do so many things. Alright, then we can say that all the division was done by these people were wrong. Then the word came into the existence, that was colonial. Okay, what is colonial? They came to India and they started subjugating our local Nawabs and Rajas. Okay, and they had taken the revenue from our country to meet their requirements. Okay, they started people forcing to produce the thing for the export to get the benefit from it. Okay, so many things were done that time that brings the social, economic and political and cultural change. So now we come to our point, that is how do we know. What resources do historians use in writing about the last 250 years of Indian history? It means the modern period when the Britishers came to our India. What were the resources we can found from there? Okay, so the Britishers, they believed, it was their firm belief that the act of writing was important because of to keep the record of instructions, plan, policy, decision, agreement, investigation. In the early years of 19th century, these documents were carefully copied. Okay, in the early years of 19th century, where there was no printing press, the Britishers started copying the documents with the help of calligraphists. Okay, and the calligraphists are the one who are specialists of beautiful writing. All right, then by the middle of 19th century, the printing press was introduced and the Britishers started printing their documents and all the things and taking out their copies with them.
How do the official records of the British administration help historians to write about the last 250 years of Indian history? The British believed that the act of writing was important, hence they got written up every instruction, plan, policy, decision, agreement, investigation, etc.
After discussing the administration produces records, let's understand the how do we know that surveys become important. Okay, the practice of surveying of become important under the colonial administration. Okay, the country, the British, it is their belief that the country had to be properly known before it could be effectively administrated. It means the one should know the real geography of a place where the administration is taking place. Okay, by the early 19th century, detailed survey was done. Okay, it is carried out in the villages where the revenue surveys were conducted. Okay, in the villages it is done because to know the topography of a place, the soil quality, the flora and fauna, the local history of any of the villages, of cropping, what was the pattern of a cropping, and by the end of 19th century the census operation was conducted.
Let's take a look. The census in British India, a systematic and modern population census in its present form, was conducted non-synchronously between 1865 and 1872 in different parts of the country. This effort, culminating in 1872, has been popularly labeled as the first population census of India. However, the first synchronized census in India was held in 1881.
It is held in every 10 years. Now we will see what are the other surveys was done by the Britishers.
Botanical Survey of India. The Botanical Survey of India was established in 1890 with the objectives of exploring the plant resources of the country and identifying plant species with economic virtue. In 1954, the government recognized the BCI with the objectives of undertaking intensive floristic surveys and collecting accurate and detailed information on the occurrence. Archaeological Survey of India. ASI was founded in 1861 by Alexander Cunningham, who also became its first Director General. The first systematic research into the subcontinent history was conducted by the Asiatic Society, which was founded by the British hydrologist William Jones, and many other surveys are like Geological Survey of India, Anthropological Survey of India. Let's talk about our new topic, what official records do not tell. These records do not always help us understand what other people in the country felt and what lay behind their action. When we begin to search for these other sources, we find them plenty, though they are more difficult to get than official records. We will not be able to understand how history was experienced and lived by the tribes and the peasants, the workers in the mines, or the poor on the streets. Official records, although very detailed and easily available, do not help us in knowing what other people in the country, people who were not directly under the British rule, felt and what reasons were behind their actions. To know that official records are used, which of the course are more difficult to find as compared to the official records. This is the image of the rebels of the 1857. Images need to be carefully studied for they project the viewpoint of those who create them. This image can be found in several illustrated books produced by the British after the 1857 rebellion. The caption at the bottom says, "Mutinous sepoys shared the loot, the British representation, the rebels appear as greedy, vicious and." This is the reports to the Home Department. In 1946, the colonial government in India was trying to put down a mutiny that broke out on the ships of the Royal Indian Navy. Here is a sample of the kind of reports the Home Department got from the Direct Dockyard, Mumbai. Arrangements have been made for the army to take over ships and establishments. Royal Navy ships are remaining outside the harbour. Karachi, 301 mutineers are under arrest and few more strongly suspected are to be arrested. All establishments are under military guard. Visakhapatnam. The position is completely under control and no violence has occurred. Military guards have been placed on ships and establishments. No further trouble is expected except that a few men may refuse to work. So this is one of the records that tells about the colonial government when they was trying to put down a mutiny that broke out on the ships of the Royal Indian Navy. That's all for this video. Now we will meet in our next class with a new chapter. Till then, stay happy, stay safe.